This is the Kindie Rock Stars podcast, Season 4. Bringing you incredibly talented singers, artists, creators, and producers in the genre of children's music. I'm your host, Patrick Adams. Each episode will feature songs, albums, videos, or live performances, along with great stories from the artists themselves. Kindie Rock Stars Season 4 is proud to be supported and sponsored by Waltmania Public Relations, serving the family entertainment community for more than 20 years. And now, on with the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kindie Rock Stars. Joining me tonight from Gold Coast, Australia, is Jacinta and Carl, otherwise known as Allioopsy. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Thank you.
Great to have you on, and let's learn a little bit about you guys. Tell us, how you got into making music for kids, and what inspired the name Allioopsy, which I really love.
The songs have been around for quite a while in various stages of completion, and timing wasn't right. So I think it's about 5 years. Allioopsy has been around as a concept, and I had written some songs, had another friend of mine who sang. Her name was Alison, and I think I used to call her Allie. And it was never about her, but I think it just came out one day. I was writing a tune and I had the Allioopsy, and that's as deep as it got. And so the name was there. Yeah, and then things didn't work out. She's a beautiful lady who does writes kids' books, and she's a mum and an actress, and so timing and situation wasn't right. So just sort of put things to bed on the back burner for a bit, and it's been there for a while. And then one fateful day I met the illustrious Jacinta, who we sort of work in a similar industry, and I'll let her tell that little story.
All right, on to me. So yeah, we both work in radio. We do voiceovers as well. And one day we were both doing a session together, and once that session was over and work was complete, Carl asked me how I felt about children's music. Random, okay. No, I love it. I love children's music, and I actually do. I was a bit obsessed with the band in Australia known as High Five. And so he said, well, I've actually got some music here. Would you be interested in having a listen and maybe singing along at some point? And I was like, absolutely. So he sent the tunes over. I had a listen. I was like, yeah, these are some bangers. I like these a lot, actually. So next thing you know, we're catching up, and it was pretty good.
And I remember just being amazed how she took direction and listened and got things done well. And then I can't remember the exact words. You said something about, your mum would be proud that she'd spent all that money on you as a kid or something, and you're acting, whatever it was.
Yes,
and so I made that trigger the thought that, you're a stage kid. So
yeah.
That was the idea.
A triple threat.
Yeah. And a couple of weeks later, we were in the studio just mucking around at work.
Yeah.
And
thankfully, we know a guy who's got a studio.
So the voiceover work that you do, is it for like commercials, TV shows? What kind of work was that?
Commercials predominantly, radio predominantly, some TV, every now and then a bit of web stuff, some directional how-tos and things like that. Could be a mix of anything, but predominantly radio ads.
Gotcha. So the dynamic of Allioopsy. So Jacinta, you are the singer, correct?
Correct.
What are the various roles in the band?
Well, being just the two of us, it's pretty much I get to be the face and the voice, and Carl gets to go behind the scenes and write all the tunes.
We're like Elton John and is it Bernie? So
there you go. Bernie Taupin. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. But no, I think we are a duo at the moment. We'd love to be a full band, and if we are very embryonic, so we're very much at the early stages. We desperately want to play live somewhere. So we have backing tracks and us, we can do that, but I'd love to do it with a full fleshed out band. That's the goal. I'd love to be, the songs are songs. So there's drums, there's bass, there's guitar, there's a bit of keyboard, sometimes some brass. And so getting all that and doing it justice is the goal in the future. So
I once had a friend liken us to Fleetwood Mac for kids.
Interesting comparison.
That was their opinion. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you can go on to be as successful as Fleetwood Mac was.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, with less inner sort of weirdness.
Yeah, without the turmoil and behind the music stories and all that stuff.
But yeah, so that's how we started, and I had most of the songs. We didn't have to change much, and then Jacinta just nailed instantly the vocal. And I would have been how long? A month, maybe a little more. We decided let's just go into a studio, and actually, I've never been in a proper studio with a proper engineer, and we did. And the luck was we went to a studio here in Brisbane that is also the home of an ARIA award-winning kids album. We didn't know any of this at the time. You've heard of Bluey, right? Apparently the whole world is enamored with,
Obsessed.
well, Bluey, yeah, and Jacinda itself is desperate. So if anyone from Bluey's hearing this, you need a character.
Put me on.
Desperate. But yeah, the album was made at the studio we were venturing into. We got to meet Joff, the guy who writes the music, and it was just, we're in good hands. So we thought, okay, we've lucked onto a decent place who knows kids' music. So, although I must say, Andrew is not a kids' music producer.
He is big, bushy beard, complete tats all over, loves his metal music. He's hilarious. But still tapping along to Allioopsy, getting it stuck in his head, as he says.
It was actually good to have someone who respected the music. Was a valuable sort of starting point.
Yeah,
well, very
great
cool.
Producer.
That is a good segue into the album. It's called "It's All About Fun," and it sounds like it was fun.
Yeah.
So talk about the album as a whole. What sort of things conceptually went into it, and was there a theme, or was it just a collection of fun songs?
Themed in a way. I had this meeting with a guy once who was involved in people who give grants to acts, and he happened to be coming to the radio station and did a commercial. I was chatting to him about the kids' songs, and he sat me down one bit of coffee and he said, okay, what's your agenda? What are you aiming at? And I thought, well, I just did some kids' songs, and I wrote some songs that I liked, and I thought maybe some kids would like them. There was no agenda initially, but then maybe reverse engineering that came to the point that there's a theme from a certain angle. And I think it all comes down to, I have 3 children myself, and you go through a lot of enjoyable experiences with young people and their, life and experiences and anxieties and growing up. And I think if anything, there's a positivity theme to the album, like maybe facing anxious moments, somehow encouraging activity, getting outside. Jacinda sings them from a girl's perspective, and there's a bit of girl power in there too. So it's a little bit of that, not intended. There's a theme there. I think just comes from a spot where we want to be encouraging and positive and get kids motivated, and not to be too set on the negatives. It is all about fun in our perspective, and that's where it all came from.
Very cool.
And adventure.
Absolutely. So we're gonna feature 5 songs from the album. So we'll kick off, fittingly enough, with the song Allioopsy. So talk a little bit about what this song is about, and then we'll play it for everyone.
Great.
This song is like our About Us page. It opens the album. It's the first song on the album. It's very simple. It's a very positive, dancey beat. Just says, hey, this is who we are. This is how you say our name. This is what we're up to. And there's even a verse that teaches you how to spell it. So that's a handy little hook to have in there. About writing it, one of those children I mentioned before, my oldest son, he would have been about 10 when I wrote this song. And he's notorious at being a little slow at getting ready to go out. And I just remember the day we were heading out. It was like a Saturday morning, and I walked into the room to get him motivated, put some shoes on or something. And I just picked up his guitar and said, I'm going to write a song before you put your shoes on. And instantly, and just strummed the 3 chords and said the words, Allioopsy. And thought, hey, that's actually not a bad little hook. Got my phone out, recorded it, went outside and off with the family, and then came back and worked on it. So very, very simple.
I liked it. It was really fun. It was a major key, so that was surprising. And I really liked the chant. I took that as an opportunity to create some very easy choreography. And I thought, this could be a fun way to go a little bit viral, maybe, if we get enough children that I know to try out this little chant, and we can get a little cheer going. So if you feel like going to YouTube and checking out the cheer chant, feel free to show us your own.
This is actually the first song we recorded too, the very first one. It was just a good starting point.
Yeah, like you said, it's a great way to introduce ourselves to people.
Absolutely. Sounds like it. All right, well, let's meet Allioopsy. Here it is. Allioopsy by Allioopsy.
We like to jump around and say and pulling a face in a photograph. So hip hip hooray. So come on and join with us and say Allioopsy, 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 Allioopsy. A-L-L-I-O-O-B-S-Y, 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 We like your smile. We like when you stay around a while. It's a beautiful day. So sing out and let me hear you say Allioopsy, 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 Allioopsy,
And that was the song Allioopsy. All right, the second song we're going to talk about is called Happy. Tell us about this one.
Oh, this is one of my favorites. So Happy is another one that happens to be in a major key randomly, but it's also one of the easiest ones to sing. And the lyrics are so silly. And that's probably my favorite thing about it. Like eating jelly beans with a fork, which just, when I first heard that, I was like, how do you even, it doesn't matter. It's silly. We're being happy. That's my favorite thing about it. I actually have a sister call me up when the album was first released on Spotify, and she rang me and she said, Happy is definitely my favorite. Also, it made me cry. I was like, oh my God. She's like, but I'm also pregnant. Oh. So, there's that. The hormones could be playing into it. But yeah, it seems to be a crowd favorite because the views went straight up. It was great.
Yeah, it's a very short song. Almost didn't put it on the album only because I always found it hard. There's a bit of a jangliness to the song itself. It's a bit sort of stabby, and just I couldn't quite get the drums and the guitars and everything just to sync as I heard them in my head. And then it was later in the recordings. We took about a year to record everything song by song. Towards the end, it's sort of okay. It's ready. It's sort of good as it is. There's no thing that needs to be too tightened up now. So it just and the fact that Jacinta's sister had heard it and was crying about it was that child is nearly about to be born. So it's about
any day now. So, I know she'll be playing in the birthing suite.
Awesome. Well, congratulations ahead of time on that one. So we'll dedicate this to her. Here is the song.
Aww.
Happy by Allioopsy.
You said makes me happy, and I love to be happy. I love when you are happy too. But when I'm feeling sad, hungry and grumpy mad, what makes me happier is you. I like to walk when I run, in case my shoes are undone. I like the afternoon sun, makes me happy.
And that that was the song Happy. All right, next song is the title track. It's all about fun. Tell us about it.
Well, we hope it is. Life in general, all about fun, because actually I have a story of this song. This is I call this, with no ego involved, my Paul McCartney song. Only because, and nothing like the great Sir Paul, but I dreamt this song. You know how he has that, is it Yesterday, one of his most famous, beautiful songs. He woke up apparently with that melody in his head and tells a story that he went around asking everyone, you know, whose song is this? What am I copying? And then a week or two later, it dawned on him that, no, that was mine. And he dreamt it. And I'm hoping it's not someone else's song. But yeah, I woke up one morning. I still remember it's like 4:45 in the morning. I woke up, lay there thinking, I've got to remember that, got to remember that, got to remember that. And just lay in bed until I was dozing again before 5 o'clock, and got up, went to my little studio down here where I am now, and just found it. I got the guitar, got the phone, and noodled around, found the chords and the notes, recorded it, and then by about breakfast, 7 o'clock-ish, I pretty much had that tune in shape. It wasn't anywhere near lyrics or anything, just a feel. I'm really happy I did, because that was late in the piece. I mean, we had probably done 7 or 8 songs on the album, and then I thought, well, we've got to squeeze this one in. And then it became the encompassing title song, because it is what it's all about, the rest of the tunes. And yeah, I think I'm really glad that I went to sleep that night, because it sort of came out. It's a tough one to sing though, apparently, Jack tells me.
Yeah. Singing it, because it's got a lot of energy. So you want to be bouncing around, but there's also not a lot of space between verse and chorus. So you got to be fit. Can't be sick on that day. But in saying that, one of my favorite songs for lyrics, the simple way to win it is to live it when you're in it and to give your smiles for free. I mean, how beautiful is that? And being someone who can suffer with anxiety every now and then, it's a great little reminder to just calm down and focus on the now and just smile, and things will be okay. You're all right. Just live it while you're in it. Don't have the FOMO of what's happening over there. Don't worry about it. Live it when you're in it. Give your smiles for free. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I think I saw that quote on your website, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a good lyricist, as in I'm not like, you know, Ed Sheeran, who writes 5 songs before breakfast and fully fleshed out. Mine is like, I'm very comfy writing tunes, but then I struggle with words. And that one sort of came together nicely. It was because it's all about fun. There's the bit in the start about, you know, the cat and the fiddle. But then towards the end, that's when that last verse is, you know, if you find your head is wishing for the things you think you're missing and the fun is hard to see, you know, I'll be open. I've got a thesaurus out and went online saying, how do you beat anxiety, and found some positive. I thought, how can I make that into a tune? And I think the last verse, I'm proud of what that says. I think it says it succinctly enough and in tune and in rhyme. So I'm glad that came together.
You've got bars, man.
Excellent. Well, everybody enjoy Carl's Paul McCartney moment.
Yes.
And the song, It's All About Fun.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There's a song, there's a riddle, there's a cat and a fiddle, there's a jump over the moon. There's a fun and a laughter, there's a happy ever after on a lazy afternoon. It's all about fun. Yeah, we're having fun. Are you having fun? It's all about fun. On a day never ending, we'll have fun just pretending we can be who we want to be. So open your imagination to this wonderful sensation and just let your mind run free. It's all about fun. Yeah, we're having fun. Are you having fun? It's all about fun. Fun, fun, fun. Are you having fun, fun, fun? Yeah, we're all having fun, fun, fun. It's all about fun, fun, fun. It's all about fun. the fun is hard to see. Well, the simple way to win it is to live it when you're in it and to give your smiles for free. It's all about fun. Yeah, we're having fun. Are you having fun? It's all about fun. It's all about fun.
And that was It's All About Fun. All right, we divert a little bit into robots. And the next song is Robot Dancing. So tell us about this one.
So this one's got some sound effects in it. I really like that. It's got some beat bops and some gears churning, and Carl features in this one as well as a robot, which is kind of cute. Got a nice little sound effect in there. That was fun. And also we just filmed the music video for this one, which meant that I got to make a robot costume, as I think most people have done at some point in their life, got a box out and covered it in alfoil. So that was fun. Not easy to get in and out of. I found out the hard way. Once you're in it, you're in it. So we had to film that one pretty quickly so that we could move on. But yeah, I'm really excited to see if anyone that comes along to any live shows brings along their own little robot costume. I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most with this song.
Actually, you're probably well aware, I didn't know this, but when you upload your songs through one of the distributors, they put your songs everywhere.
Yep.
We're on Spotify, we're on whatever it is, Apple Music and YouTube and all these places. I didn't even know. And then I did a vanity search for Allioopsy, and there's the robot dancing song on a TikTok video someone's put up there. I thought, we've made it. And I think they had like 3 views, but it was just, I like the tune. I like the robot voice. I think Andrew, our producer, did a great production on it. And what I did like also is there's a piano bit that comes in at the end. That wasn't there originally when we made it. It was very mechanical, and it had and then I think Jacinda was saying that it's a nice balance between the tech and the natural, the piano. And I like the melody. After the song was recorded, we went back and thought, I've got this melody to go with it now. Can we add this? And it just comes in nicely. I like the way it goes out towards the end. So that's my highlight is that bit.
Cool. Well, if there's a couple of crowd pleasers for kids, robots and dinosaurs.
Good to know.
That'll be on the next album.
Dinosaurs next. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's play it. Here it is, Robot Dancing by Allioopsy.
I go beep, I go bop, I go tick-a-tick-a-tick-tock. I go bop, I go bing, I go ring-a-ring-a-ding-ding. You should see me move. When I'm in the groove, I'm robot dancing.
And that was Robot Dancing. All right, the last song we'll talk about here in our song feature is The Girl Who Can Fly. Tell us about this one.
Yeah, this is an older song. Even before I thought I was doing kid songs, I had this song. It was like more of a mature sounding it's a minor key and it's a waltz. But the way we've performed it, I think it's a nice kid song because I love the world of nursery rhymes. And I think this is a nice little snapshot of a moment in time in what would to me be a nursery rhyme world. You remember there's I often think Dr. Foster went to Gloucester. I don't know if you had that in America. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester in a shower of rain. He stepped in a puddle right up to his middle and never went there again. And that was it. And this is this little 6-year-old listening to this. I'm thinking, well, who is this doctor? Where's Gloucester? And why is he not professional to keep going, even though he got wet? Someone's dying and he's not going. And I used to live in that world of nursery rhyme, if you know what I mean, what was around the words. And I think the images in the books that I had of these sort of really built up a real place. And I like that idea for this song because The Girl Who Can Fly to me is, from a very literal perspective, an acrobatic group have come into a small Queensland regional town, and there's a little girl in there who's watching them, maybe peering over the fence, and she can't see past the caravans, and there's a girl occasionally flying in the air because they're doing their practice behind and she can't see the trapeze stuff. That was what I had in the head writing it. But if you want to go deep and meaningful, there's an aspirational aspect to the song.
I think that's what attracted me to the song, was that aspirational sign. When you sent me the music before we'd even met up for it, and you said this is just an example of what I've got, that was the first song that I immediately was drawn to. I was like, this is great. This is such an unusual sound for a kid's song with the minor key and the waltz timing. And then there was this hint of girl power in it too. I was like, yeah, this is really cool. I like this a lot. The Girl Who Can Fly. I want to be the girl who can fly.
When you came in, you did a demo. You sang on it, and I don't imagine it being an easy song to sing because you're holding some big notes in the chorus.
Yeah.
And so when Jacinta did that, I remember thinking, yeah, it's a good sort of stepping stone into the project.
Very good. All right. Well, let's check it out. The Girl Who Can Fly by Allioopsy.
With the clouds rolling by, there's a girl who can fly with the greatest of ease. How can she fly like that? She must be an acrobat, rolled into town with that circus trapeze. Up in the sky, tumbling by, the girl who can fly. Breeze. How can she fly like that? She must be an acrobat, rolled into town with that circus trapeze. Up in the sky, tumbling by, the girl who can fly. Like a ballerina in the sky, pretty ballerina. Of ease. Wish I could fly like that, then I'd be an acrobat and roll into town with that circus trapeze. Up in the sky, tumbling by, the girl who can
And that was The Girl Who Can Fly. That wraps up our song feature. The album is called It's All About Fun. So let everybody know where they can stream, download, purchase that song, and how they can find and connect with you both.
We're on all of the streaming platforms. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We're on YouTube. You just got to search Allioopsy Music.
Yeah, on YouTube, you've got to be careful because, as I said before, we is it DistroKid? They created a YouTube channel that we didn't have any control over, and so the songs are on there. Happy had like 700 views in a couple of weeks. We go, ours haven't had that many on our own channel, which we've only just created a couple of weeks ago for us.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I go out and find mine and create a playlist on my own YouTube channel that grabs those audio versions. So I noticed that as well. I also use DistroKid. So
all right,
great tip. Thank you.
All right. So so what's in store for the rest of the year?
The whole goal is to play live because, as I say, it's just us. But I really want to get out there and see what people think of our tunes because we like them. But getting out there and having little kids tell us that we're rubbish, that's what we're looking forward to, to smiling and having that real feedback. That's all we really want to get. Just get known and get people who have no vested interest in keeping us happy tell us what they think. And also, we do have a plan to head back into the studio. We're going to do some acoustic versions of the songs. We've never sold a CD or anything like that, but we think maybe have a limited edition for the people who have been around us all this time. Maybe put some acoustic versions of the songs with the recorded versions and make it a special album that people can buy. Costs a lot of money to put an album together, as you probably well aware.
Yes,
Patrick.
it does.
So, who knows? Do some collaborations. We'd love to get.
I was about to say, if I could get on Bluey, if anyone out there knows anyone with Bluey, I do voiceovers and I can sing.
All right. Well, best of luck to both of you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It was great having you on.
Thank you.
And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Till then.